Welcome to Ladysmith. Today is going to be a fun day. It's a forestry heritage celebration. And here we are on the rail yard grounds of what was once Crown Zellerbach, and before that the name was Comox Logging and Railway. So this video is of me walking around and enjoying the event, talking to people, just observing the various interesting things on site. This won't be a comprehensive history of the items on site, especially the number 11 locomotive, but I will briefly describe each item. And of course my microphone is going to pick up all sorts of voices of all the people around me, so it's a bit of a noisy video. Hey, if you were there, it would be kinda noisy too. Enjoy this. The yellow machine is the Humdurgin. It was used to dump logs off log cars into the harbor. And the Canadian Pacific Jordan spreader, used for spreading ballast. But the star of the show today is the number 11 steam locomotive. But first, a cute little gasoline locomotive. And here is the star of the show, the number 11 steam locomotive. The number 11 was built in November 1923 at Baldwin Locomotive Works in Pennsylvania, USA. It was built for a company called Donovan Corkery Logging Company as their number 4, and it's a 282 Mikado. I thank my friend Catherine for doing the fine research on that. In 1937, the locomotive was purchased by Comox Logging and Railway Company, and originally it worked up in the Courtenay-Comox area, but in 1945 it was moved down to the Nanaimo Lakes Division, hauling logs from Nanaimo Lakes to the Ladysmith log dump. So from 1945 until December 1960 as the main haul locomotive. And then afterwards it was on standby after diesel locomotives took over. I thank the Ladysmith and District Historical Society for that information on their webpage. A multi-year cosmetic restoration project has recently been completed, and that's the occasion for this day's event, and also why it is looking so fabulous. The hard-working volunteers are noted in this painting on the left. This group of paintings are shown in one of the buildings during this Forest Festival event. The gentleman on the right is Arne Bogwald, and I was happy to meet him, and he was sure happy to give me a tour of the number 11 locomotive and of the various other items on display. Thank you very much, Arne.
That used to be coal before.
Yeah.
See,
okay.
this is something they just put in.
Okay.
Later went to oil. They went
Yeah.
to bunker C.
Yeah.
But before the coal bin was here.
Okay.
Open the door and swing in.
Yeah.
This is the throttle. That's the one that make it go faster or slower.
Yeah.
This is the brake.
Yeah. Air brake? Yeah.
Yeah, air brake.
Yeah.
And this is the adjust the flow air.
Yeah.
So if you get too much black smoke,
Yeah.
you
The
open
flue.
up a little bit, flue a little bit
Yeah.
more, so it burns. Yeah.
Yeah. And the fireman, so engineer and the fireman.
Yeah. There's the engineer over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Fireman here.
Yeah.
And he runs the bell. The
fireman.
The fireman.
He runs the
And-
bell. Okay, the
yeah.
bell there, and then the whistle is up there.
It's there, yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Yeah.
You put a rope in for the kids so they can play with it. Otherwise you don't
Good
need it.
idea, Arne. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Arne. I'm up on the upper track that goes to the car knocker shop. Hey, there's the Humdurgin. Through there's the Plymouth. And behind the tree is Jordan spreader. But this is a nice view of the number 11 with the sun not quite shining on me yet. The kids are having fun pulling the bell. It's a good time to get a top to bottom. Nice and slow.
Did you ring the bell?
Okay, this is great. We're zoomed in all the way.
Did you ring the bell?
So that is the top of the stack. Pardon my terminology. Spark arrestor or whatever at the top. Oh yeah. It's the spot plate. That's really nice. Oh, that's a nice shot there with the number 12 model locomotive. From inside the boxcar, I found this scene at the locomotive and the people enjoying the day. At 1 p.m., the sun is high in the sky, and this is the kind of lighting I get for this classic three-quarter view. People are still enjoying the locomotive, getting close-up views, going inside the cab. It was such a fun day. And I was still moving around, just trying to find interesting angles. Okay, so Arne, so the Humdurgin and the log car. So,
Yeah, they go
so
to-
parallel track. So
Yeah.
the Humdurgin is beside it, and then you flip.
You flip that thing up. You see the welder now, but you flip it
Yeah.
up, and then you do that with both, and
Yeah.
then that thing come and
It flips the
you
whole.
see that arm there
Yeah,
will come out
yeah.
and will kick it off,
Okay,
and it will fall down into the water, you know.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Arne.
And this one here used to be the bull car
Yeah,
that you used to bring equipment from the
Yeah.
Nanaimo Lakes
yeah,
down to the shop here to work
yeah.
on.
Okay. And the cute little Plymouth.
That's the Plymouth, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just like a truck.
Well, they are, yeah. It's,
Yeah. Yeah. Looking just like at the front of it, just like a truck, yeah.
Yeah, they're cute little machines.
And this unit.
Yeah,
That's
the Jordan
spreader.
the Jordan spreader. Yeah, yeah,
That's the use for ballast.
yeah, yeah. Do they ever plow snow with it too? No. So it's just ballast spreading.
Because you
Yeah.
get the arms come out.
Yeah,
And it will bring the dirt from the side up
Yeah.
to the track.
yeah.
Once again, I'm thankful to Arne for his kind and helpful way of walking me around and explaining the various things and answering my questions. Coming up in this video, I'm going to take a closer look at this Jordan spreader machine. I was glad that I took a closer look at the writing on these rails, of the date especially. That's quite interesting, 1893. I was happy to find lots of things that kept me interested here at this end of the property. There's good things wherever you look.
So this is the bowl car, like Arne said, used for transporting equipment. It's the little Plymouth gasoline locomotive and the Humdurgin and the Jordan spreader. And now I'm going to go up to the track above and take a look at the old diamond interchange equipment. So I'm walking away from the shops, and this would be how the logging railway would have gone north towards its north yard. But I'm just gonna gain some elevation on the roadway here. Up ahead there, Trans-Canada Highway, but somewhere in the weeds is the E&N. And I'm here to take a look at the items from above. There's their supply of old rail. It's the Jordan spreader up ahead. Jordan spreader's got a bit of a garden on it, and that's okay. Here, let me get you some better lighting. You can't control the direction of the sun. I'll come back to that in a bit. Here's the diamond. So this is the diamond interchange rails that used to be further up the track, interchanging with the crossing the E&N line at that neighborhood that they call Diamond.
And here's a 1971 photo from the David Davies Railway collection showing the diamond and the tower and the old highway overpass. And this is from the point of view on the E&N Railway looking south. And the railway crossing from right to left is Comox Logging and Railway Company. Now, back to the Jordan spreader.
Okay, let's go inside. There's the E&N. And there's the Crown Zellerbach shop area.
And here's the view of the number 11 and its tender looking down at the shop area. Still pretty popular with the people on site. Lots of people taking photographs, climbing into the cab. It's a lot of fun. Here's a close-up view of the tender from the back corner. I guess we'd call that a 3/4 view. And here are some of those wonderful people having a good conversation about steam. And just around the corner to the right is the shop. This is the view. And now it's time to take a closer look at the Humdurgin. There's a few different ways to spell this, and here's the version that I'm using. This photograph is from October 2019. The frame and running gear of the Humdurgin come from a 1910 Shay locomotive. That locomotive was operating in places like Squamish, Victoria, and Duncan Bay on northern Vancouver Island. But in 1942, it was sold to Comox Logging and Railway Company for the purpose of parts. By 1945, the Humdurgin was complete and ready to operate, and operated dumping logs into the log dump at Ladysmith Harbour until 1984. I got this information from an interesting article written by NW History Buff on a website called waymarking.com. Now it's time for me to take a closer look underneath to see that it really is built on a Shay.
Here's the Humdurgin. Here's the proof that it's built on a Shay truck. A Shay platform.
Okay. Yeah. That's all seat. Yeah. Okay. Have a boiler in it. What do they call this that push the loads off?
It's the Humdurgin. It's the Humdurgin.
Humdurgin, yeah. I knew it was.
I'm not sure where you put the emphasis on. It might be Humdurgin. Humdurgin.
Yeah. There's a lot of different names for it. Humdurgin.
In my 1974 report card from school, my kindergarten teacher tells my parents that I need to learn to control my enthusiasm. Well, 50 odd years later, and I haven't learned that yet.
The railway train came in and parked really far down. They found them back beside it. They just went up that far.
And here's the running gear at the other end of the Humdurgin. The green Plymouth locomotive is numbered 107. It was built in 1926, and it worked in various places, including Port Alberni and for Comox Logging and Railway, so it has the Ladysmith connection. In recent years, it was in Port Alberni, and then it was brought back to Ladysmith in October 2021. The locomotive is kind of like a pickup truck. It's got a gasoline engine, and it's just used for moving things around, pulling items on a railway yard. This locomotive is very similar to the number 26 Green Hornet that often pulls the visitor train at the BC Forest Discovery Centre near Duncan. And here's a bunch of good people gathered round the locomotive, and Simon is showing us that he certainly knows his way around a Plymouth locomotive.
I've known everybody. I'm a little bit older. Oh, that's wonderful. guitar, man.
And this is that time in the afternoon's events where musical entertainment has started up and my microphone picks up some copyrighted music, and so we don't have regular sound for this. Here's some generic background sound, plus my voice as I narrate the train going by. Lots of fun watching this work. I could watch it go round and round all day. Some people do. Here are some photos of Josh Blackstaff's No.12 locomotive, and he was setting this up in the first part of the event, and I enjoyed photographing him. I was challenged by the sun, and so I tried a few different effects to make the photograph work. One of the best parts of the day is just watching people who have an obvious passion for things interacting. It's a good thing to know what you enjoy doing and do it. Josh has a Facebook page, and it's created for sharing things that his grandfather, Cliff Blackstaffe, either created or designed. Check it out. Okay, this is the end of my video. Thanks very much for taking the time to watch this. I sure had fun at this event, and I hope to go to it again next year. I'll end with a scene of Ken Fife's 1923 Keystone Steam Driller.